we're going to go ahead and go on with our next speaker, and then we will have lunch right after this. So Dr. G is going to be up speaking with us as soon as Elias pulls up his PowerPoint. All right, there we go. Do you want a handheld or are you good?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Oh. I guess I have 15 minutes and I'll try to be as concise as possible. All I'm trying to do today is to tell you our relationship, Kentucky State University, with farmers partners in terms of the project that was funded with NRCS. So I'm not going into the details of what we're doing, but at least the importance of working with farmers, as important as it is, I want to encourage. How about now? I'm good? Okay. Yeah, so I titled it this way because I'm a teacher, so I have the tendency to move from place to place. So I'm a soil scientist. I teach soil science at Kentucky State University. I joined the university back in 2014. Since then, I have been involved in various aspects of soil health. But today, what I would like to do is to put emphasis on the importance of collaboration between universities and farmers, the stakeholders in this case. This is a project that was funded back in 2024 with NRCS for about $600,000. I started out by putting together a proposal. The proposal being that instead of doing the work, the research at the university setting, what if we partner with farmers and do the actual work? That is to say that the farmers are the scientists on their own right. I don't have to tell you what to do. I'm not a farmer. I don't know, all the tractor names and all that. But what if we work together? And then NRCS liked the idea, and they gave us the funding. And this project was funded. So the whole idea was trying to introduce the concept of regenerative farming. We'll give you a very brief definition of what it is, but it is nothing more than how do you work with nature in order to regenerate itself, right? The focus of this funded project was to introduce, I'm sure most of you know, what is the importance of cover cropping, minimum tillage, crop rotation, organic manure, and so on. And then we added one input in here, the use of biochar. Biochar, I'm quite sure most of you have heard about it. There is so much talk about biochar, and we're actively working on biochar. Having said that, I would like to thank NRCS for funding this project. I know you are the scientists. This idea, I'm a believer that the idea is that farmers, their job is only to till soil. I don't like it. I think farmers are scientists on their own right. They understand nature better than anyone else. What do you think the climate scientist would tell you better than the person who is directly working with nature itself? They talk about atmospheric warming and all that stuff, but in the end, there is no person on this planet that knows the planet than the farmers. I'm one of those believers, and I'm truly mean it, right? Because you experience the change in soil quality, the change in atmospheric warming, and all that stuff, right? I mean, if you talk about climate change to other people, they may not understand it, but you are at the center of it. So a little bit of perspective on the right-hand side. You can take a look at it on your own. By year 2100, we will basically lose our soils, believe it or not. That is, if we continue the way we treat soil, ultimately, I'm from Africa, northern part of Africa. What used to be a very fertile, productive land of much of the northern Africa is now gone. that the Sahara Desert is accelerating at a rate we've never seen before. Why? Because these soils that you work with every day is a precious natural resource that you cannot recover it in your lifetime. Maybe in generations and generations you can. Once you lose it, you lose it. So we better take care of our soil. I'm sure I don't have to preach to you, but it is important natural resource. Have we caused damage to our soils? I think most of you agree with me. Yes, we did to a degree, right? In order to increase production, we had to add, chemicals, fertilizers, pesticides, you name it. So without us fully knowing what we were doing over the course of 250 years, the soil quality is degrading. I don't have to tell you that because you are the witness. Erosion, declining productivity, all those stuffs are your day-to-day experience. So, for perspective, 1 inch of soil takes 1,000 years. What does that mean? Right? So, totally you cannot recover soil. You just can't. You lose it, you lose it. That is the message. So can we somehow do something to maintain its current status? I think we can. And this project is about some of the soil conservation practices that NRCS is advocating, the minimum tillage, the cover cropping, all that stuff. Yeah, so most of you practice reduced tillage. If I were to ask you, have you practiced reduced tillage? Just yes, no, yes? Is it good? Is it bad? Yeah. Okay. What is the consensus? Is this a good practice to adopt and practice? Yeah. Yeah. Luckily, we have a few farmers here that are working with us today. Maybe if they give their testimonial, I would appreciate. Mike Andrew is here, I think, and then some of you. But the whole idea of this project was, again, it was NRCS support. How do you promote the importance of minimum tillage, cover cropping, crop rotation, and without really relying heavily on chemicals, inputs onto your soil? And then what does it do to recover, regenerate, recuperate the soil health? How do you do it? I think we have this project that has been going on. A little bit about biochar. How many of you are using biochar right now? None? You use it? How is it? Is it good? Okay, yeah. We at Kentucky State University, we are actively working on biochar from its production phase to its application rate to what it does to your soil. So if you are interested, I think we'll have a field day at one of those counties. I'll tell you the details of the project to show you the importance of biochar and how biochar improves soil properties from its water holding capacity to some of the processes undergoing within the soil system. So back to the project, we got funded in 2023, and we started working with 5 landowners. Happens to be they're fairly distributed from south to north. We started talking to them. They were very willing to work with us, and we started visiting their farm. I have a graduate student. 2 of my graduate students actually working directly with farmers. And I truly would like to acknowledge this partnership, because without them, nothing could have been done. That they set aside about 4 acres of land for this purpose, and we are actually working together with farmers, them being the drivers. We're not. We're just simply guiding them. Okay, this is what our proposal says. Would you help us? And then say yes. So in a way, this is how technology gets easily infused into the community without simply as, here is a fact sheet, here is this, here is a video. What if you work together? I think it is a very I like the working model. It is a model that everyone should practice if you want to introduce new concept. The details of it that, and here are the counties. Basically, it's a very fairly easy experimental setup. We went ahead, they gave us 4 acres of land, we divided it into 2. The farmers would prepare the land for us. We'll ask them, okay, till this part, do not till this part, and then we'll go ahead and then apply different treatments. That's what we've been doing for the last 2 years. We have 1 more year to go, and then we'll share the findings of this project. I don't need to go this, but this is exactly what happens at the farmer's place. Much like what it could have been done here, we just took it out, right? And the farmers actually are the principal researchers in this case. They see it. If they want to believe, they believe it, and then they take it. If they don't like it, they will tell us, go home. I don't like this, right? So we're still doing that. A little bit, yeah. Because I don't want to waste too much of your time. But again, not the word educate is a bad word, because you know it. It's just that once you understand the importance of it, then comes how do you promote that technology to the rest of the community. I think we have model farmers to speak of these practices, and I don't have to talk about it because I don't know much about it. How about the person who is practicing it, right? Maybe, Michael, you can say a little bit, you don't like it? You like it? I hope you like it. Okay. Maybe I will invite you and then to say a few words. So, very, very simple, not costly operations, reduced tillage, minimum tillage. Dr. Dasgupta talked about the operational cost of small-scale farming. Basically, it is what it is, but it can be also very costly. I don't go into that. I don't have the knowledge to talk about it. But again, at the heart of this project is how do you keep your soil healthy? And NRCS has been pushing this whole concept of regenerative farming, soil conservation practices. But how many farmers are practicing it is still out there. But the trend is upwardly. Many farmers are adopting it. But there is a lot of work to be done in terms of machineries. For example, one of the questions we're asking, biochar, as good as it is, nobody knows how much you have to add. Some in Michigan, they put 20 tons per hectare, 40 tons per hectare, 30 tons per hectare. So what we are doing currently is actually trying to find that optimum application rate. Happens to be for the soil type around Kentucky, around those 5 counties, about 20 tons per hectare seems to be working. Anywhere from 10 to 20 tons per hectare of biochar appears to improve soil quality. When we say, go ahead, ma'am.
I was going to ask you, did I understand that Kentucky State has a biochar facility?
We do not have. Yeah, that's a very good point. That is our second phase of the project. We do not produce biochar on our own. We purchased this biochar from a company in Michigan. But here is the deal. I think, as some of our farmers can testify, you can produce your own. It's not costly to produce. It's a charcoal, basically it's a charcoal, right? The only difference is you don't want to, when you burn charcoal for barbecue, you completely oxidize it, and then you say carbon dioxide as a final product. In a biochar, what all you are trying to do is you try to concentrate the carbon in that charcoal. How do you do it? You compost it at a very low oxygen. When you add oxygen, you are burning it, right? What if you limit the amount of oxygen and put it in a container and warm it at a very high temperature. That could be a challenge at 700, 800 degree, and then there you have a charcoal. So what are the feedstock? The feedstock that is the crop residue, the animal manure. You can make biochar out of almost everything and anything that you have at your farm, right? So our second phase is to produce our own biochar, and then we'll try to optimize what percentage of oxygen and what temperature should be the right combination so that you can have the highest quality of biochar. So what is biochar? Basically, it is carbon. You are simply putting the carbon in a charcoal, you apply it, and this charcoal, believe it or not, will release its carbon over a period of hundreds of years because the microbes will find it very hard to chew it, to decompose it, and then make it part of the soil matrix. So it takes time. So you can say, oh, what if I leave my residue? True, but microbes can decompose plant residue in matters of 4 or 5 years. But if you put this charcoal, it's going to remain there for many, many years. And NRCS is pushing it. A lot of big farmers are using it right now. I don't know the extent to which farmers in Kentucky are using it. But give it a try, and then talk to those 5 partners, and they'll tell you whether it is, well, I don't need. No, this is what we did. We divided it, till, no till, different cover crops, and then graduate students would go there and take soil samples, of course. What are we looking for? Is the soil recovering from what used to be? The data is in. It looks like there are some signs that the health is being recovered. How do you measure that the soil health is recovering? Okay, tell me some of the signs. When you say my soil is doing okay, you're a farmer? No? You're not? You are. Okay. What is a healthy soil? Healthy soil that does what? Hold water first, right? Right? And then at the same time, you want the soil to allow water to pass through. How about in terms of nutrients? You want your soil to hold all the nitrogen, the potassium, and then the phosphorus and all that stuff. So the definition of soil health is much like a human health. You cannot, keep your heart healthy, but not your lung. It just doesn't work, right? You want to treat soil as a system, from its ability to allow water to pass through, to hold water, to keep nutrients, to make nutrients available for the plants. Biochar, as good as it is, it doesn't allow the plant roots to take it. Think about it. You add this carbon, and then it holds. It just, the nutrients are fixated, they're being fixed to the biochar, and plants would have tough time to take it away from the charcoal. So there is a lot of science that needs to be done, but from our findings, there are good signs. So this is what we did. Guess who did this? The farmers, not us. So the model of partnership is by directly working with farmers. Imagine all of us are doing this in partnership, right? It's a very important model, don't you think? It is. Is it practical? That I'll leave it up to you. But I think for the 5 counties that we're working with, it looks like it is working. Just to give you some perspective, we had these treatments, we had fertilizers, cover crop. You don't want to miss. And like I said, I'm not here to talk about the science, but I think I'm a strong believer that working with farmers is the only way to go at this point. You don't want universities to do their research. They can do their own basic research. But in the end, the transition from knowledge to practicality is the shortest path is by working directly with the stakeholders. Think of how many years do you have to wait for me to say, oh, biochar is good? The next 20 years? You don't want that, right? So why don't you, co-learn with the people who are practicing it? That's all I have. Thank you very much for listening.